What is going on, tubes? It is your boy Will Black Oni Wiggins here to give you something incredibly exciting. What we're going to talk about today is something that hasn't really had much presence on this channel, or the collective channel for that matter, for a long time. And this is about Call of Duty. I wanted to pose the question, why no love for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare? I know that I didn't buy the game, but I'm also curious as to why other people didn't buy the game, why you might not have bought the game. A lot of people did buy Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It sold more copies than any other game last year, but yet sales were still on the decline from the year before. And prior to that, the same thing with that. How is that even possible? Why do so many people now express such disdain for the Call of Duty franchise? Call of Duty has always been well known for its high sales, high user base, and high octane action. But has it now become synonymous with high rejection? Let's find out. Black Oni. If we take a look at Call of Duty Infinite Warfare E3 trailer, the reveal trailer, we'll see that it has the highest dislike rating of any video on YouTube, with, at the time of writing this, 3.4 million dislikes. That's a lot of dislikes. Is it because the game is genuinely awful or uninteresting? Does the trailer look bad? Have we become seemingly over-entitled to complete innovation in every department? Or is there a real problem at hand? I haven't played the game myself, so I can't really offer personal experience playing it, but I can offer my perspective as to where this disdain may come from and if it's justified. Additionally, what we're going to be talking about here is all hypothetical. It's not the catch-all, be-all definitive statement of causes and solutions, but I do find this predicament interesting and worth investigating. So first things first, there's just too much competition. Battlefield 1, Overwatch, Doom, Titanfall 2, The Division, Destiny, and countless other games have all been competing for our attention, and the truth of the matter is, there's never been a better time to play, since we have access to so many more games than we ever have. These aforementioned games are just other shooters that are already out, competing for our time and money. To many, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was just another Call of Duty game, rather than a brand new, fresh, exciting, interesting experience. Players have already experienced a similar iteration of Call of Duty in Black Ops 3, and people likely wanted to play something else. You could make the argument that if Infinite Warfare didn't have the Call of Duty name attached to it, people wouldn't have reacted so negatively to it, which is likely true. But perhaps the other side of that coin is that gamers who reacted negatively to the reveal trailer knew what they were signing up for before the game even released, so they became uninterested as a direct result. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the multiplayer. I've heard countless times from other people that the multiplayer was allegedly lackluster. Now, I won't lie, I absolutely love Call of Duty games as a general concept, especially for their online multiplayer aspect. There's nothing like that satisfaction that you get when you're just running through a team of people with your submachine gun or assault rifle, just ripping through people and showing off your MLG pro skills. It's so much fun when you get into that rhythm. It's a really enjoyable experience. But for one reason or another, what I was seeing from COD, I'll call it, or Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, multiplayer just turned me off. I didn't like that the game didn't truly take new dynamics into consideration. So this is $1 million idea. I obviously it's $1 million idea to me, maybe not to you, but a really brilliant example of what they could have done to really do something different but still keep the mechanics of the game the same is starting players off on an airbase. So what a lot of people saw from Call of Duty Infinite Warfare from the reveal trailer was the ability to go in these vehicles and pilot these really cool surface-to-air vehicles. What they could have done was capitalize on what people reacted to from that trailer. What they could have done was had players going at it in dogfights, and whoever was left standing would have a competitive edge over the other team in one way or another, whether they would start off with UAV out the gate, or they would start off with their second tier kill streak. They could have done something really interesting with that to kind of add both a layer of fun and risk reward to the very beginning of it. It's a huge missed opportunity there to implement something like this. And even though I associate tight and responsive gunplay to Call of Duty more so than vehicular combat, it would have been awesome to see something like that. In my opinion, they didn't push the envelope enough in regards to offering new spins on the gameplay. Additionally, I was seeing more of what I didn't like about Black Ops 3, which was how cheap it felt. At a certain point in any match in Black Ops 3, players could activate a hero ability which utilized over-the-top special abilities without any real risk reward. These abilities range from powerful insta-kill grenade launchers to reversing time and teleporting out of danger or wielding a flamethrower in the battlefield. I was hoping to see this dialed back with a more fair and intimate combat experience with more tactical options and less wall-running jetpack action. What we got instead was more of both. Another thing that I think people really got turned off on was the microtransactions and DLC milking. I think people got a bit burnt out by previous Call of Duty games that in many ways went out of their way to exploit players. Microtransactions and DLC are the biggest culprits when it comes to milking players, as DLC introduces a system that forces all players to continue spending money to play the game. So let's just talk about this scenario for a second. You and your friends want to play Infinite Warfare, but only one of you got the pre-order bonus map and new DLC maps. The person who does have the maps can't play those maps with their current group of friends, and the friends that don't have the maps can't even get a preview of them in any way. With as much money as Activision makes on Call of Duty games, you'd think they would offer these maps at no cost to prevent community fragmentation, something that I've mentioned in my past review of COD, and also The Last of Us Remastered. With games like Titanfall 2, Overwatch, Killzone Shadowfall, Assassin's Creed, Team Fortress 2, and countless other games, I have to wonder how Activision can justify charging users for RNG-based loot box cosmetics and maps. Also, can monetized loot boxes please die already? If we're going to pay money, can't we just buy what we want instead of potentially a host of useless crap we don't? Let's not forget that buying Call of Duty 4 Remastered separately was, and still is to this day, impossible without buying Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. This angered a lot of people who really only wanted to experience Call of Duty 4 Remastered instead of playing Jetpack Robot Dog Simulator. And speaking of, the over-the-top jetpack robotic exploding transformational gimmicks were one of the other things that I was totally turned off by. Want to give people more mobility and control? How about being able to switch to third person, or cover mechanics, or keeping the momentum-based movement and give a bonus for jumping over obstacles and sliding under things, like an adrenaline boost that increases damage resistance or speed ever so slightly to give mobile players an edge over others who prefer to camp in the corner. That's just one solution. Yearly release exhaustion is the final reason why I think many people didn't buy Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, myself included. Releasing a new Call of Duty game every year leaves little time to digest the past experience, and for those playing to fully enjoy the maps they just spent $15 on. It feels like players are trying to play catch up to a series that is just moving too fast, and there are other games that many of us like to invest our time into. If the user base of people who would typically play with have now moved on to the next game, but many are still enjoying their time with their previous installment, why should we rush to get the next? It may be time to adopt a more Season 1, Season 2 approach to Call of Duty games and implement low-cost expansions. You can keep your microtransactions if you take on this approach. When it comes down to it, I personally didn't buy Call of Duty Infinite Warfare for a number of these reasons, but ultimately, I just had other games on my plate that I wanted to play. By the time I'm actually ready to play Infinite Warfare, the community will have already moved on to the next Call of Duty game, and the already dwindling community will be far, far less vibrant. Though it sounds like there are still plenty of people playing Black Ops 3, I think I just needed a break. Unfortunately, it came at a time when the series dared to do something really different regarding its single-player campaign, which I hear from even the most skeptical people is great. So what do you think? Why did Call of Duty Infinite Warfare sales stagger? Why did or didn't you buy it? Are we being too critical of the series, and should we be more open to giving the game a fair chance before jumping to a conclusion? Leave your thoughts below and let's discuss.